Bloop, bloop. Come on, 10-4-1-1, breaker, 19. I need some help over here. Come up. Over. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Gulch Hay Farms. This is Dane, and welcome to the channel. It's really taken off. We appreciate it. Do not forget, I beg you, I'm not begging, but it'd really be nice if you could hit that like button. We were gonna put the window on today, but and I even went to the store and bought all the materials we needed to put it on, and I left the window at the house. So skip that part, and we're just gonna start cutting today. There's a field here in San Marcos we're gonna always do for a guy, and gonna knock it out. We cut. About 8 miles an hour, sometimes 9. For good, comfortable speed. We still cover a lot of ground. Not working anything too hard. Well, that's all she wrote today, folks. Knocked down about 25 acres. And I am dusty. Look at all this. Blow this tractor out. Ta-da! I think there's a restroom around here somewhere. Yeah, right here looks good. It's definitely hard to beat this cutting rig, man. Heck of a rig. We eventually want to go to the TM 1410. It's a 20-foot width on the cut. That's 5 extra feet, almost 5 extra feet. Probably 4 and some change more than that cutter. If anyone's interested, this 40-footer is going to be for sale here shortly. By the time this video comes out, it will be for sale. You know who want a special edition Gulch Hay Farms 40-foot hay trailer? Just give me a shout. The future trailer, I'll elaborate a little bit on it. I don't want to give too much away because it's pretty cool. I know it's going to raise a fuss for a lot of folks on YouTube. But anyway, it'll give us the ability to haul both tractors, not at the same time, but each tractor and their implement or implements at the same time. So instead of us wasting, you know, an extra 30 minutes to an hour unhooking and rehooking and utilizing 2 trucks to pull, you know, the tractor on a trailer and that behind another pickup, we'll be able to move with 1 pickup and 1 trailer that rig hooked together. If we can move that trailer and get it sold, that 40 foot down there, then we will jump on the new trailer. But we don't want to spend any money out of pocket, so we're going to move a trailer or sell it and buy that new one. 27 acres all done. we are gonna bale it tomorrow. It's dry enough to bale. And yeah, we'll get some good footage of that. Good morning, everybody. Dane with Gold Shade Farms. It's the next morning. It's hay baling day. We're gonna replace that window. And this time, I remembered it. I loaded it yesterday when I got home. There it is. So I've got a little bit of prep work to do. I need to pull those 5 bolts out, or screws out, or whatever they are up there on the hinge. Up there. And then the seal's back here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. My dad's truck running so I could charge the drone. I'm such a slacker when it comes to charging things. God dang it. Off he goes. Baling time, baling time, baling, baling, baling time. It's pretty good coastal. Turning out to be a lot lighter than we expected. That's all right. Anything is something at this point. Those things will light you up. Well, Dad's about to finish up here. He's on the last little 2-acre patch of this 26 or 27 total acres. It was pretty light. We expected it to be bigger. He also likes bigger bales. No big deal. And this is a little tight turning patch, so it actually takes him a little while to get the big rake and baler maneuvered. I would imagine this little patch always produces the most out of everything on this particular place. And I wouldn't be surprised if you had to choke the rake in a little bit, just because those windrows get so dang big when that rake's spread all the way out. 30 foot is a big swath to cover when the grass is thick, so you have to choke it into about 20 to make it somewhat easier on the baler. We get a lot of questions about how maneuverable this setup is in small fields, okay? And it's a valid question because it seems clumsy. It's a big setup and it feels like it's a mile long. But in reality, since the baler is so short coupled, it can turn sharper than the rake can. So basically, anywhere you can get the rake in, any corner you can get the rake in, you can also get the baler in hooked to the rake. Does that make sense? So here's a real tight corner, and it will show how it just kind of spins around in it and how tightly he'll turn. I mean, you're basically limited to how sharp you can turn without touching the back tire to the tongue of the rake. That is the limitation. And so as long as you can get that wide rake in a corner and sweep through, it's fine. When you do turn sharper, sometimes the baler doesn't pick up right, and you might have to go and make one little swooping pass back around over the spot you went to just to clean up some residual hay. But other than that, we don't have any issues getting it in any corners. So I'll try to video how sharp he'll turn. Alrighty, here we go. He just made a bale. So this is what I'm talking about right here. This would be the residual that the baler did not pick up on the sharp turn. This is the turn he just made. Not ideal, but again, it's also not that much. You just got to come back and sweep back through and clean up. It's not very often we run in a super small field, and if we had to run in a ton of them, we probably wouldn't have chose this rig. But most of our fields are 10 acres plus, and they're long. And so what that allows is for us to we basically have to make 3 passes in a circle to give us enough room to do the spin around and then go back and forth the entire time with the rake. To finish up what I had to say about how maneuverable the rake is, very maneuverable. I wouldn't want to run in small fields all day because you'll lose time, but in reality, if you're raking and then having to go bale, and you add those times together versus the time you spend raking and baling at the same time, you're probably still making time, so making better time. So I mean, we love this setup. Also, this is only ideal in probably, let's just call it the southern United States, right? We're doing a lot of barely any cool season grasses, mostly warm seasons, coastals, Bermudas, blue stems, things of that nature. So and we're not running a conditioner. So we run a disc mower, it lays it out flat. It probably lays it out 95% of the actual cutting width swath. So it's very even across, and we get an even dry. And so a lot of guys like to go, you know, like I said, a lot of guys, most of the people in the north, when they're trying to make dry hay, they're gonna have to go back in the field and tedder. And you know, some people would argue that to make good hay, you do have to tedder, and that's probably true, you know. But in our area, we are perfectly okay with letting the grass dry down after it's been cut through an even swath, and then coming back and raking, and then coming back and baling. Some people like to rake it. Let's call it 2 days, 2-day process. Cut the first day, dry the, okay, let's call it a 3-day process. Cut it the first day, rake the second day, bale the third day. Some people like to do that. They like to get the hay up in the air, let the wind blow through it. We wouldn't mind that so much. There's obviously some issues with another tractor and another day and another body and more fuel across the field to get across the field. But you know, another thing is we have a lot of wind. And so I'd hate to rake one day, wake up the next morning and find windrows all over the place. So I don't know, this rake works for us. It's not gonna work for everybody. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My email is always in the description below. You can comment on here, but this is the FlexRake. It's out of Elba, Alabama, and it's fantastic. Dang, I missed it. He just snuck that rake right into that corner and didn't have a problem at all. Well, he's just finishing up. He's going to scratch up the last little bit he missed just to try to make a full bale. I don't even know how close he is. But that little patch isn't even 2 acres and it made 4 bales. And the rest of the field probably didn't even make a bale an acre, so. Well, that's all we have for today, folks. We appreciate you watching as always. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe if you haven't and you're new. We love the comments. Comment away. Ask us questions. Let us know what you want to see. Or just say hi, you know. But we knocked out that place. Not very many bales per the acre. That's okay. It is what it is. That's what happens when you don't get any rain. Thanks again, guys. Y'all are awesome. The channel's really growing, and I never imagined in all my 28 years that I would have a YouTube channel and it would be doing good. So, thank y'all. Take care, guys.